welcome back. Craft beverages from beer, gin and whiskey are on the rise, yet Australia's 800 craft brewers are facing a tough market as costs increase. Joining us live now is Judith Kennedy from the Australian Gin Distillers Association. Judith, thank you for your time this afternoon. Are times getting tougher as interest rates rise and wage increases as well? What are the challenges that gin makers face?
Thank you, and thanks for the welcome. Look, times are getting tough for everybody. It's not just the craft distillers in Australia. We're all aware of that. But yes, the small businesses are definitely finding it tough.
What conversations are you having with other distillers or people in your industry?
Look, they're very positive and they're looking for ways to increase their turnover. And fortunately, the festivals that we run are one of the methods that many of them are using.
Can you speak to us about those festivals and why does it attract so many young Australians?
Our company started producing gin festivals in Australia 5 years ago, simply in Sydney and in Canberra. But now we run festivals in all cities because of the demand. What we're finding is the craft distillers have always found it a difficult small business to set up and to run, more difficult now. But if they can find an opportunity to increase their cash flow over 2 days, then of course they'll grab it. We are looking at 35 to 40,000 tickets sales at our festivals in the next 12 months. So if you think of that, that's a lot of drinkers and it's a lot of cash flows, as we have approximately 55 distillers in each festival. And they can sell anywhere between 15 and 20 dozen of their product. So it's quite significant for them.
Absolutely. And you say that you're putting on more festivals because of the demand. What's created that demand? Why are we seeing this trend in Australian-made gin?
Look, we'd all like to know the answer to that, but obviously Australians like their little bit of alcohol. I don't know much about the beer industry, but the gin industry has certainly flourished in the last few years. And I'd like to think that we've been a good part of that. Gin is the sort of drink that you can play with. It's not just like a quality glass of wine. Gin, you can drink it straight, you can drink it on ice, you can put a whole range of mixes with it, tonics, sodas. So you can have fun with this drink. It doesn't have to be terribly strong in alcohol. You can water it down with your soda. So it's very flexible. It's a very friendly drink and it's easy to modify. It's easy to drink at home. You can buy bottles at our festivals. Here we go again. And you can make the drinks yourself at home.
What's your favourite way to have a gin?
Well, the funny thing is I'm the CEO of the company and I actually don't drink very much at all. When I do have a drink of gin, I'll usually have a classic gin, a classic dry gin, but I only have about 30 ml and a whole lot of ice and then a nice big slug of tonic.
So you mentioned the festivals. Is that the number one, I suppose, a place people could go if they want to go and try locally made gin, or where else could they go if they wanted to support local other than the big brands?
Look, many of the distillers, of course, are from country areas. And if you visit any of the country towns and ask, you'll find a number of distillers. You go to Mudgee or Margaret River or Yarra Valley or anywhere around Australia, you can certainly go to their little cellar doors. They're increasing in number and you can taste a range of gins there. Also, a lot of bars in the cities now, if you ask them if they're Australian craft gins, they'll usually have some on their back bar. But one of the best ways is to come to our festivals. We have anywhere upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 people at every festival. But you can come along, buy a ticket, which is not all that costly, even though times are tough. People can spend $70 for a day out, which is pretty cheap because all the drinks they have during the festival are included in the price. So they can then go around the festival without being silly and overdoing it. They can taste quite a large number of gins in the 3-hour session. So yeah, festivals. A lot of the retailers are starting to introduce craft, but then you can't taste it there. You have to look at the bottle, buy a bottle, take it home. So I suggest that you seek out the cellar doors in the country towns, if you're lucky enough to be travelling, or if you live in the country towns. Otherwise, have a look for our gin events festivals.
Judith Kennedy from the Australian Gin Distillers Association, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.